What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video I am going to be talking about going 12-0. So as you guys can see, I've got Glen right here, and I did manage to go 12-0 last night. So there are a lot of different ways that you can go about going 12-0, and honestly, I don't necessarily like. There's obviously one way that's a lot more difficult, and if you can go 12-0 this one specific way, then fair play. But on EU servers, it is not an easy thing to do at all, and I'm guessing there are other servers around the world where it's not an easy thing. So lads, the first way that people are going to give tips for going 12-0 is put together, well, this isn't a squad, put together your best possible team and just go out and play. And yeah, that is some alright advice, that is some okay advice, but like, because of the way that the game is, and because the game is so algorithm based, no matter what tactics people give, no matter what people teach you about playing on-ball, off-ball defense, no matter what people tell you to use, the playbook, using Milwaukee's playbook, using Heat playbook, I don't think it really matters. The problem is, what I think with using this tactic is that unless you have a Hall of Fame credit card squad, as in this team right here, this is my best team. This is my team that I would be running. If I was to play a competitive game right now, this is the squad that I would be running. However, this team right here, I don't even think, like, I honestly don't even think that this team is even close to being the best team. So, like, if you compare this team to, like, say, for example, you're up against an opponent who's got LeBron James, Tracy McGrady, Kevin Durant, I don't know, Bol and Shaq. Then off the bench, they've got, I don't know, say, still Hito or Magic Johnson. At the 2, Kobe. Kobe's very, very good. The 3, I don't know, AK. 4, Kristaps. 5, Hakeem. And if you come up against that lineup here, like, yeah, my lineup will be able to compete. And if I'm the significantly better player, I'm going to win this game. But that's the team, they're the type of teams you come up against probably 60, 70% of the time if you're using a squad like this. And let's be real. Let's be real. Either you have one of those ultimate god squads, or at least one of the 12 games or most of the 12 games you play are going to be battles. They're going to be really tight games. They're going to be close games. You're going to be playing against unlimited sweats. And with the algo-based game, it's difficult to win 12 games in a row if you're not blowing people out. Like, it is very, very difficult to get the algo on your side 12 games in a row. So all you need is literally one game for the algo to screw you, and you've lost your 12-0 run. And if the funny thing is, like, if it was 11-1, I think if getting the reward was winning 11 games and 1 loss, I think if that was the reward for Unlimited, if, for example, at 11-1 you got the player of the month, and then going 12-0 you just got a, I don't know, even just a Clyde reward if you got that in the end. I think if you were able to go 11-0, I think that all these other tactics wouldn't really exist, or 11-1, because trust me, if you're very good at the game, it's not that hard to go 11-1. But it's hard to win 12 games in a row, because again, you need to be perfect for those 12 games, and also you guys need to get lucky as well. You need to be perfect and get lucky. Unless you're Ty Debo, unless you're Splash, unless you're Isaac, which, let's be real, unless you're known in the comp community watching this video, we're not. Like, people aren't that good. So now I'm going to be talking about ways of going 12-0. So a lot of people would use, well, not even this type of tactic. I've seen videos that I just don't think they're that effective. So this tactic I actually really do like. It's using this type of squad right here. So I like a 92-ish overall budget squad. The reason why I like that is because if you're using a squad with no diamonds or higher, the only time you're ever going to get matched up against a good squad is when they're overall cheesing. And overall cheesing means they have no bench. And while stamina is not the biggest deal in the world, playing against a team with no bench, I personally would rather use a squad like this than use some pink diamonds and opals and use an overall cheese lineup. However, that is another option. Like this squad right here, I think this is probably the least effective way of going 12-0, using a squad like this to keep it around 84 overall. I tried it a few times. I think it's probably the least effective way about it. However, a lot of people would swear by using a squad like this. So, well, not Glen Rice, because he's literally the reward. Kobe. Worthy. I'm just chucking in opals for the sake of chucking in opals at this stage. Then, I don't know, Billy Cunningham and Wilt. So this is an 88 overall squad. And while you'd be thinking, like with a squad like this, with 5 opals. You will come up against the odd good team, like the odd all opal team. However, 95% of your games with squad like this, you're either going to be playing against somebody with a squad like this, something similar to this. You're come up against a couple of budget squads, or you're coming up against someone that's doing the exact same style of play as you are. However, do I think this is the easiest way to go about it? Not really. And saying this right now, giving away this other tactic for manipulating it is probably it's probably going to change everything. So another tactic that people have been using, and I've seen like a Young Simba video, 50,000-60,000 views, is going with all bronzes and 1 galaxy opal, or all bronzes and a giant. So like all bronzes and 1 giant makes it a 70 overall, and there's a lot of people that use this tactic. And going out with this tactic, I don't really like it because there's a very good chance. I've tried using this. I've just tested out all these just to see how you match up. If you're either going to come up against somebody trying to match up with their friends with all bronzes, and that's an auto win if you do that. However, a lot of the time when you come up with a squad like this, you might end up using a Bradley or a Mirasan, and then all of a sudden you're playing against a dude who's running with all of these players and say Mo Bamba. Like, you could come up against that type of squad, and in a 1v1 Mirasan versus Mo Bamba, as much as Mirasan is very difficult to contest in the post, and he will eat Mo Bamba alive, if you come up against a squad like that and someone knows how to use Mo Bamba, you're going to struggle big time. Or even still, if they're using a lower tier player, like even though using Thonmaker, like that's only a 2 difference in overall, and even though Thonmaker is eaten inside by Mirasan, you can literally just perimeter and shoot 3s all game with Thon and blow by him. So yeah, now we're going to go over what I think the most effective way, and it's my selling my solo squad. So like, I was on stream last night, I was using this squad, was 3-0, and first game on stream, came up against a sweat, was up like 20 and lost. I'm like, look, I can't. I literally was just like on stream, I'm like, look, I can't sweat while streaming. I can't sweat while talking, so you know what, I'm going to take it handier. So I use this squad right here, and I am telling you right now, this squad is the most effective way of going 12-0. And I'm going to explain why right now. So the team is an 80 overall, which is the exact same overall as if you ran with, say, Wilt, and you ran with Draymond. That's an 82 overall. So like, people are saying, okay, you're coming up against Shaq, LeBron James, and Hakeem, and Shaq, LeBron James, and Ben Simmons, your 3 players. Like, you run 3 opals, your team overall is about 84 overall with 2 bronzes. So there is a 0% chance that if you use the squad that I put together, that you come up against more than 2 Galaxy Opals. And if you're coming up against 2 Galaxy Opals, it's going to be 2 Galaxy Opals as well as a bunch of bronzes. And the difference between a bronze and these 2 silver guys in particular is night and day, as well as Jonathan Isaac. So like, if they come up against you with 2 opals, you can match up DiVincenzo, who's 6'4", got decent height, as well as the fact that he's got Clamps Hall of Fame and really good defense, and he's an elite shooter. Then you got Javon Carter, who has got bronze clamps, and I know it's not the biggest deal in the world, bronze clamps, but if you're coming up, if you're just using him as a secondary defender and you're just trying to get a little bit bumpy with him, it's better than nothing. So he's got bronze clamps and gold quick draw. And not only that, he's got an unbelievable release. Like, 78-3, if he's chilling in the corner with T-Mac release, he will hit the shot. Also, as well as that, he's got 79 ball handle. With Terry Stotts, that ball handle goes up to 83. And then you've got Dante DiVincenzo on the floor. I'm pretty sure he's goal floor general, which he does. So suddenly he's there speed boosting, as well as having a release where he just doesn't miss. Kevin Porter Jr., 6'4", but if you guys know about Kevin Porter Jr., his player build is huge, so realistically, he feels about 6'6", 6'7". And the thing with Kevin Porter Jr. is he's got an unbelievable release. He's got gold quick draw as well. Yeah, he doesn't have the greatest badges because there is other players that you can use. And he has a 3-point shot of 74. If he's there in the corner, you are greening with him. Also, he can speed boost as well because of floor general and coaches, got good speed and can attack the basket quite well. So you're looking at 2 elite silvers. You got Jonathan Isaac right there, who is a 6'11" player that you can run at the wing. He's also got quick draw as well with a really nice release when he's open and a 3-point shot of 76. So you've got 3 guys on the floor. Rather than running with 3 bronzes and 2 opals, you've got 3 guys on the floor right here that can all hit a wide open shot and have decent enough length. And then Eddie Curry is just a demi. So Eddie Curry can stick the likes of Shaq on defense. Eddie Curry can hold the Giants. So if you're putting a Giant in Eddie Curry, while yeah, the Giants it's gonna be a bit of give and take. The difference with Eddie Curry is you can use Eddie Curry like he's a point guard. He's got Hall of Fame clamps as well. He can pressure up high. So if you're playing against a Shaq, that Hall of Fame clamps is needed. He can do pretty much everything. He can shoot off the dribble. He's got range. He's got quick draw and the best release in the game. Good 3-ball. He's got a good dunk. He's got good speed, good defense, and he's just fantastic. So if you guys are struggling with these players and you don't really like their release, the best players I think that you should. This is the only scenario when you're overall. I'm not even calling it overall cheesing. I'm just calling it leveling the playing field. Like, I played 2 games of my 12-0 run that weren't against other people running like opals and bronzes. Like, you will, like, if you're in this lineup, I'm telling you, maybe one of 12 games, you come up against a guy who's just starting off the game. Almost all the time when you run this lineup, this type of lineup, you are going to be coming up against 2 opals or 1 opal and a lot of bronzes. And this lineup here beats, no matter who the opal is, no matter who the player is, if you run this lineup here and know what you're doing, you will always beat a lineup of all bronzes and opals. And that's why I personally think that these cards right here, the current Series 2 cards and silver, is a really great category in terms of keeping overall lower. So there's a bunch of these cards. Like, I don't necessarily know what Sekou Doumbouya is like, but maybe he has quick draw. Like, you just gotta have to check. You're gonna have to check which of these cards have quick draw, which of them have the badges, because even cards like Lonnie Walker. Like, if you guys look at Lonnie Walker, he's got not the greatest badges, but look at these stats. He's got a great 3-ball, great dunk. He's also got super good speed for a silver card. People in chat were recommending me certain cards because they had quick draw. So, you know the cards that do go quick draw. Elia Kobo's money. Heck, does Thon Maker quick draw? No, he doesn't. Can he speed? Oh, yeah, obviously he can't speed boost. But, like, even someone like a Thon for his animations might be alright. Kobe White, if he has quick draw, would be very nice, which he doesn't. Like, there are some of these cards, and these cards get rare. Like, it's very hard to find these cards if they have quick draw, because you can't search for these cards on database sites. You can't just search for who is quick draw or not. So honestly, with these type of things, it's a case of just looking through these cards, finding badges, finding cards that suit you, finding out who you can hit wide open with, because that's the important thing. Because I could easily, again, with this lineup right here, if you run these 3 guys, well, one, you're not going to come up against it because it's an 80 overall. If, for example, let's just say Emerald, because a lot of people run with a 2 bronze. Like, this is a lineup you'll come up against a lot. You'll come up against a lineup like this. So they got a Giant and they got 2 Galaxy Opals. So you're like, alright, grand. You literally make them beat you with your bronzes. And then guys like Bradley and stuff, none of them can stick Eddie Curry. And run 5 out. Pick and pop, pick and roll with DiVincenzo and Eddie Curry. DiVincenzo can dance around screens and hit shots. If they put the bigs on Curry or they play a zone, you've got a bunch of guys out here that can hit wide open. So that's really what you need. So that's the big thing. If you are going to manipulate overall to go 12-0, which is the easiest way to do it, no doubt about it, make sure that you can hit wide open with all 5 of your players. Make sure you have 2 players in your squad that you can create with. It doesn't matter who to add. This is my preference. Make sure you've got a point guard that you can create and score with. Make sure you don't necessarily need a big to create and score with. I think it's a lot more effective than dumping it inside, which a lot of people are suggesting. Because if you have a big that can create off the dribble as well as dump it inside, like an Eddie Curry, or another player that could do the same job is Dina Raja. Vade Divac can do the same job. Actually, Boogie. If you don't know, Boogie can do the exact same job. I put Boogie in there and almost the exact same thing happens. I just think Curry's that bit better for defense. But like, that's the thing. That is the thing. If you can hit shots with all your players and you can 5 out, NBA 2k20 is a 2-man game. So you're coming up in a squad like this, even if you do happen to come up against a dude running with an all-Ruby team, like, you can use zone to neglect the lack of to take away the lack of clamps, and you can still be solid. So this is the team that I went 12-0 with very easily, and honestly, I don't think there's a better lineup to use. So, making this video, what's going to happen? There's going to be hundreds of people running this exact lineup. I don't think you can possibly come up against a mirror lineup, as far as I know. So you may not come up against this, and I think there is no other combination of an 80 overall team that is as good as this. And there's no other combination of any team for their overall that will make 12-0 easier than if you have a squad with Anthony Davis, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Thon Maker, and T-Mac. Like, something ridiculous like that. yeah, maybe a squad like that, you'll breeze 12-0. But if you're even using a squad like mine, it's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy to go 12-0 with a good squad because of one bad matchup. But if you run a squad like this and you know what you're doing, you know all the players' releases, you know how to hit the shots, you know how to play effectively with cheap cards, you know how to effectively box one to two players on a team while making them play through the other players, you are going to have a lot of success. But anyway, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment.